when he was with the Cavs. It's the Lakers and Magic. Tip-off is at 3 right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. The Lakers will try to sweep, for the Magic for the first time since 2007. So we say,
in the league then.
Were you?
Yeah, that was a long time ago then.
And with that, we say hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. I'm Allie Clifton, joined by the Hall of Famer, big game James Worthy, the 7-time champ who was still playing in the league in 2007. Big shot Robert Horry. We've got Trudell, Bresgeet, full house. Happy Monday, guys.
Yes.
We made it to the first of the week.
Yeah, man. You know, we're just, as human beings, everybody's just trying to make it through. Forget about sports.
Right?
I mean, we really have to remind ourselves what it's been like the last year. We just, you know, sometimes you just get, you have to pick yourself up. So let's do it on Monday. Fresh start.
I love Mondays.
I knew you were going to say that. Anytime you're going to go against me, I knew it.
Man. I love any day of the week. It's Monday, Tuesday, it doesn't matter. As long as you can get up and
Yeah, I feel you on that.
I love
be
it.
around and you can see my face, I know it's a great day for you.
That's my cue to move on. The West standings continue to get tighter and tighter after losing their third in a row. The Lakers are just a game and a half up on the Mavs for 6th in the West. With just 12 games remaining in the regular season, AD knows that the team has to have a sense of urgency. Take a listen.
You know, the tough one that we let go, knowing that you know the Mavs are fighting to take our spot. So I'm not sure if they did tonight or not, but you know, we gotta keep fighting. I think we got like 12 games left before the playoffs, so these last 12 are gonna be crucial for us, and you know, we gotta be able to get some wins. But it's a tough one for us, and you know, Orlando and DC are must wins for us for sure.
AD, chemistry was such a big factor for you guys a year ago. Obviously injuries and stuff like that have disrupted it this year. What's it going to take to recapture some of that stuff? And are you guys just going to have to win other ways?
First is just going to take everyone getting healthy. You know, everyone getting healthy will definitely help our chemistry on the floor. I think our chemistry off the floor is just tremendous, but on the floor we haven't had a lot of games with one another because of injury. So that's going to help. Just everyone getting back healthy and being available to play. And like I say, we like you said, we're gonna have to find ways to win. You know, it might not be pretty every time, but we're still a great defensive team. We're gonna have to lay our hats on that until we're able to find our rhythm offensively, especially me.
With Houston.
So we heard it just as much from Anthony Davis right there, guys. These next couple of matchups, a must-win. Do you agree?
I think so. Winning doesn't cure everything, but winning is what you want to do. It makes you feel good. It gives continuity back to the team. And for the record, you know, they need to make sure they don't drop down to a place where they can have a playing game. So, yeah, winning is good. It shows that you're, you know, getting back together, getting in sync. So, yeah, you win, win, win.
You know, key word you said there, James, is record. You don't want your record to keep dripping. Keep dropping down. And once you get down to that position where you got a team like the Blazers, who, you know, they lost a couple games, you know, they have late troubles, but you still never know what can happen. You don't want to fall any further than that because you don't want to get to that play-in point. We talked about that before. You want to have that week of rest where you can get acclimated to the new additions, AD and AD together and work together. You need a game plan.
Rest and time to just practice, because I feel like you're hearing a lot of the guys say, we got some work to do when it comes to the chemistry on the floor. And we talked about it over the weekend, finding that balance of, for instance, right now, AD trying to find his rhythm on both ends of the floor, but also knowing that you have to win games. It's not an easy thing to do.
It's not easy. And you got Drummond and AD on the floor at the same time. I know the first game, there was some discussion about where AD wanted on one block. And, you know, Drummond's not going to be too far away from that paint. So there's some things that have to work out. LeBron, who's probably the best, even though Schroeder has been doing an amazing job of, you know, running the offense, making assists. LeBron has more experience. He'll know how to get Drummond in these sweet spots and make it comfortable for him to score a lot easier if he'll start missing those layups he'd be missing sometimes. But, anytime you can get time off, and nobody in the league has had time to practice that week. You don't want to be, you know, preparing for a play-in game when you can have valuable time, you know, to get practice time. Plus, Rob has vacation that week.
Exactly.
You're already out of here.
You know what's weird, though? If you look at a lot of these teams, the players all play the same position. And the Lakers are one of those teams where the guys don't play all position, meaning I should say Dre. Dre is not going to be on the outside. AD is going to be all over the place. So they don't have really the same rhythm as a lot of these other teams because they just replace another piece with a similar piece. And when you have a big that's designated in the paint, it's kind of hard to get acclimated to him when you're used to just playing with perimeter guys. So they need that practice time. They need some time to get together, and they need LeBron on the court so he can get a rhythm with Dre.
And AD is, in my opinion, still a better post player. He's going to want to get down there sometimes. So they got to figure out, if that can work with Drummond at the high post. He's not a knockdown three guy. So it's going to be interesting to see.
It's going to take some time, but that time is slowly decreasing. Let's get you live to Lakers reporter Mike Trudell, who joins us from right down the hall. Lake Show trying to end their 3-game losing streak. Mike playing a Magic team who are second to last in the East.
Yeah, a young team, right? They traded away a lot of their best players before the deadline, and they went with the youth movement. But to the point that both Big Shot and Big Game just made about AD playing with a traditional center, of course we remember that last year most of AD's minutes did come alongside either JaVale McGee or Dwight Howard. So some of that type of interaction now I think he's going to be continuing to find with Andre Drummond. Frank Vogel did weigh in on that. I asked him something along those lines. But to start, guys, some good news, no more minutes limit, at least no more hard minutes limit for Anthony Davis. And that's where Frank Vogel started a couple moments ago.
Yeah, it came through fine. And, at this point, we're just going to be responsible with his minutes. No hard number.
Okay, Frank, have just early indications so far with Davis and Drummond on the offensive end. How much is it similar to last year when he usually played with either JaVale or Dwight, kind of a classic center around the rim, spacing purposes? How do you think that will fit with he and Drummond on that end of the floor?
I think it's going to fit really well. I thought there was some sequences look good last game where we got open threes with good spacing that we didn't knock down. We struggled a little bit in the fourth quarter, but we just we struggled to shoot from the perimeter more than anything to do with their spacing. So, I think it's going to take some time for them to really get a feel for each other. But, something that we're familiar with.
And then, Frank, I know we've had a lot of conversations about, continuity versus trying to get guys on the at the bench and trying to make sure guys get minutes here and there. Is there a decision about tonight and who you might have in the game and who might not play tonight?
I have an idea what the rotation is going to look like. If you're talking about the center position, we're going to use Trez as the backup center and Drum as the starting center. And, fairly similar rotation at the 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Frank, AD the other night said this Magic game and the Washington game to finish off your road trip are must wins. What does it do for the group to have your leader make a statement like that? Is it motivating? Is it pressure? How does the group process that?
We'll see. I think it's good for your leaders to raise the bar and set a high standard of excellence of what we're trying to get accomplished. And nobody in our group is happy with how the 2 games in Dallas went. And we're looking to respond and get a W tonight.
All right, there's Frank Vogel. Guys, I have to imagine that the efficiency will start ticking up for AD as he gets in better condition. And once again, no hard minutes restriction tonight. We'll see if he gets up into that 30 mark. It'd be interesting. Big Shot wanted a couple games ago.
He wants everything like yesterday.
Yeah, no, that's fair. He's got 7 rings.
Touche. Well done, Mike. Thanks so much. Laker fans, here's your chance to show your purple and gold pride. If you want to be our featured fan of the game, check out our Spectrum Sportsnet Twitter feed. Reply to our Modelo Fighting Spirit fan of the game post with a photo or a video of you representing the Raptors and Nuggets is a back-to-back, the first of 4 back-to-backs remaining over the Lakers' final 12 games. I want to welcome in our Laker insider, Mike Bresnahan. Time for Brez's 3-point play. 3 things that you are not looking forward to so much in this game, but in terms of standings, yes, if you will. Mavericks get the 2-game set against the Lakers, and they have an easy road ahead.
I'll tell you what, Luka Doncic, Mark Cuban, they might get their wish. I don't think they're going to fall into that play-in tournament that they were so vociferously complaining about just a few short weeks ago. Helps that they swept the Lakers in that little 2-game series. And, Allie, the Mavs have the second easiest schedule left. So that's going to help them for sure. A lot to like there. If you're a Mavs fan, obviously they beat the Lakers without Kristaps Porzingis, so that's pretty helpful. He's expected back relatively soon. His sprained ankle, not too bad. Decent chance they pass the Lakers too, because again, that easy schedule. 8 of their last 13 games are against teams that are probably not going to be in the playoffs. They got 2 against Cleveland coming up and 2 against Sacramento as well. So that definitely is going to help them. A lot of things going in the Mavs' favor right now. I don't think they fall into that play-in.
How about the other team that's kind of around the Lakers, the Blazers? They've been struggling.
Yeah, kind of the opposite right now. Not a lot of momentum right there. They're currently in the play-in tournament, 3 games behind the Lakers. Right now they're in 7th place. Tough schedule, too. Very tough schedule. The 6th hardest remaining. They got some work to do. As you can see, 5-game losing streak. Check this out. 3-10 in the month of April. Not really a sign of a team on the rise. Lillard having a tough month. Shooting only 37%. That's a lot of the talk, a lot of the stories up in Portland from the websites and the newspapers. A lot about what's going on with Dame. He talked about the other night. He said, I just got to figure out my shot. So Blazers kind of going in a different direction. Tough schedule. Not a lot of winning going on up there. I think they do end up in that play-in tournament.
Okay, so then that leaves the Lakers where?
Somewhere right in the middle. Not a very tough schedule, but not a real easy schedule either. They're doing just enough to kind of stay in that top 6 for sure. Can they stay ahead of Dallas? That's the big question. They don't really want to drop to 6 because that could be a first-round matchup against the Clippers. I don't think either team wants that. You see the numbers there, 13th easiest schedule. So that's something to kind of cheer about a little bit. 12 games left, 5 against teams not in the playoffs right now. A couple things to look for. Got to get AD going. He's shooting only 24% in his first 2 games back. And the big question, when do they pick up that free agent, so to speak? LeBron James hasn't played in a while. He's going to join the roster either this week or next week. Some foreshadowing on his social media. I think we're going to get to that a little bit later in the show. We're going to see when he comes back. But when he does,
appears to be ramping up a little bit.
I think he's ramping up a little bit at the very least. Nice late season addition by the Lakers to put LeBron James on the active roster.
As 17, but ended up losing to the Mavs. It came down to making shots. Lakers scored 35 points in the second half on just 30% shooting from the field. Their second lowest output on the season. You see that percentage? It's the lowest of any half on the year. Big game.
Yeah, that's not good, is it?
That was tough.
30% losses of any this season.
17% from deep.
Rob, what you think about that?
That's just awful, to be honest with you. At 17%, you fall into that rut where you say, okay, you like the determination of a lot of players and you like them as a team. But when you start missing, you get that next guy. So I'm going to knock down the next one. And that snowball effect comes into effect. And look at you, you're 17%, and you just can't do that. You don't know, James, we old school. Sometimes we say, just go to the inside, get some points in the paint. A bucket is a bucket when you're not making buckets.
They shoot 46% in the first half and hit 8 threes in the first half. Just 4 in the second and 30%.
You mean Ben McLemore? I'm just kidding.
And they're
No, you got your point.
They're known for being that third, quarter, fourth quarter team that, lock you down, get steals, but I don't know. It's been kind of fuzzy. Drummond coming in, AD coming back, trying to acclimate. It just seems like they're on pause for a second.
A lot of thinking.
They better get it back.
Figuring out. We're going to do a little Access 360 brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa.
Good times.
Good times.
You are going to break down that shot selection.
Yeah.
Are you going to the wall?
I got to go to the wall. I want to know. I got to get a survey from the people. Even if I'm going to the big wall, I see a lot of people still like when I drop it low.
Yeah.
But I only drop it low when I go to the little wall, but I'm going here to the big wall because these are some big shots that was missed, and we need to talk about this. Here, you got to play. You got AD in the post. AD is what you want to see. He's trying to get his rhythm back, so this is okay. This is one of those shots, people at home, that it's okay. But in the big scheme of things, this would not be okay. See, you see AD making a move, but look, he drew all of the defense around him, but look, he got a guy open here and a guy open here. You can make the easy pass, but AD, I'm going to let you slide on this one because I know you're trying to get your rhythm back, and that's okay. And plus, you get the ball back. All right, this play right here, you inbound it. This is the one that probably was ranking my top 10 plays, bad shots right here. AD could have shot this. You could have shot it, AD, because it's okay. You get your rebound. Or you could drive it because, you just test that Achilles/calf out. But now you go to the pick. This is what makes me mad. Look, he had the opportunity to drive the lane. And James, we all know he's been so good at that elbow jumper, pulling up, and he could have passed the Kuz. And look, it's 10 seconds left on the shot clock. This is why that shot right there is a bad shot, because you were only, 1 for 8 this half or this game? Now, here's a good one. Dre, Drummond, comes in. Like, Kuz, what are you doing, Kuz? You just shoot that, but he crosses over. But I know what he's doing. Ben McLemore had the hot hand. But, Ben, you know what, Ben? I like your idea. Feed the post. Give a little sugar. But he hadn't had any sugar in a while, James. So you missed the first one with Eminem over there. That's Keith, or Twin, like I like to call him. And then you missed Kuz over here. And then he goes up and throws up a bad hook shot. That's because he had no sugar this whole game. And you got to feed the big man some sugar to keep him happy and keep him rolling. So these shots are bad shots. AD shot, I'm going to let him slide on that one. But you cannot have bad shots like this in the game, because when you in a situation on the road, you got to find a way to get good buckets and good shots.
And just as important, that was a great breakdown, Rob. Very in-depth. I like that. But the movement around the individual with the basketball is just as important. And it seemed like a lot of standing there on the offensive end.
Yeah, the one thing I did notice, though, is that when AD has the ball, we talked about how the offense only flows as the offense is run. Like with a big man in the paint, he drew those people in. So you see how easy those shots are going to be as opposed to uncontested. But, yeah, if you're standing, the defense just sets in.
Too easy.
It just sets in. And they're a good moving team, so they got to get back to that. Rob, your shoes matched the it's pretty cool.
No, I like these.
Not often.
These are my
He's
good
always
luck
in
shoes.
sync.
Now you got the wall matching,
My good luck
shoes.
shoes right here. They got a good win tonight, so I wore these.
The top of the hour, it's the Lakers and Magic. The second unit has been dealing with a lot of changes. At least 5 threes made already with the purple and gold. His most recent, he earns his first start with the squad in Dallas and drops 4 of his 6 threes in the first quarter alone. His 8th career game with 6+ threes. How does he keep the momentum going? Let's find out. Ben joins Mike.
All right, what's happening? Ben McLemore, kind enough to join us on the pregame show. And Ben, I was watching you shoot on my monitor here. You got the snow leopards on? Is that what I saw on the feet there?
Absolutely. One of my favorite Kobe's right now. I've been wearing.
Those are fresh. Okay, that's going to bode well, I think, for your performance tonight. Hey, just give me an update, Ben, on what you've been seeing so far with your time with the Lakers. What have you focused most on? What have you noticed so far?
Both ends, obviously getting to know the offense, and obviously the biggest thing is the defensive end as well, learning the system, the different way they play, different ways I can help as well, different segments and things like that. So just both ends of the floor, mainly defensively, because I know I'm going to find my way offensively to getting shots with obviously AD coming back with other guys, DES, and guys, creating shots like that. So it's been great so far.
Got you. We know how comfortable you are shooting the basketball. I wonder, what have the points of emphasis been on the defensive end from Frank Vogel and the staff, and what they're looking for you to do?
Keeping my guy in front of me, obviously, low man, talking, being aggressive and things like that. All the key things to getting stops and making us being able to get out there on the floor and run the floor and things like that, getting layups and threes.
Hey, what do you think you can do, Ben, from your spot to help AD get into that rhythm that he's trying to find, as, of course, he's been away from basketball for a couple months, and yet we expect that he'll kind of get it pretty steadily here?
Continue to do what I've been doing is shooting the ball, continue to make shots, and obviously that should open up a lot of opportunities and stuff like that for AD. Obviously, he just coming back, like you said, for a couple months of not playing basketball. He's still knocking the rust off a little bit, but he still looked good. But eventually things will, start going back his way, and hopefully that, with me, being out there on the floor with him, things will, open up a lot for him, because a lot of guys, running out to me, and I'll be able to create not only for shots for me, but for my teammates as well.
And Ben, last one for you. This is a really deep roster full of players who have started for a lot of their careers. I just wonder how that message has been from Frank Vogel. Certain guys haven't gotten to play certain nights. Other nights he's trying to bring guys in to keep that rhythm. How are you taking all that in as a new guy on the squad?
Been prepared. Obviously, talking on the coaches, the guys up top, and to just, stand prepared, being mentally ready and physically ready, and whenever my name get called, and going out there performing.
Hey, Ben, thanks for taking the time, man. And again, you got those fire kicks on tonight. I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks so much, guys. Laker fans, no better way to get your Monday afternoon started with a not-so-cryptic LeBron Instagram. We all saw this, right? LeBron showing some on-the-court jogging, saying, coming soon to a city near you, I'm really, really real.
I mean, you can't get no realer than that.
That's the question.
Which city?
Washington on Wednesday? Maybe. Back in L.A. This weekend? That'd be nice.
Yeah, we had the
Well, you got
weather
also
report.
understand
Now we
this.
got this.
It's TV. You're going to be in everybody's home. It's the Lakers.
True. That's true.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so Lakers 12 games remain. Big game. LeBron has missed the last 18. How many games would you like to see him play before the playoffs?
3.
3?
You know,
Wow.
just I don't. If it doesn't take LeBron to like make sure they don't have a playing game, obviously that could be more. But I don't need to see much out of the King. He needs to get used to playing with Drummond a little bit, kind of get things back in shape. Get the team back to playing the way they know they can play. Just to have him back on the court is going to boost the confidence, and it's going to let people know that they're finally getting it back together, just from a leadership point of view. So I don't need to see a ton of games. I need to see a rested LeBron. I know that, I don't know if they're thinking about where they want to be in the seedings. Personally, I don't care. You're going to have to play best teams at some point anyway. So that's all. 3 games.
I would have gone a little higher. I would have gone probably 8. I'm going to get greedy right here, and I'll tell you why. You see what AD has done in his 2 games back. He needs more time. Now, granted, he was out 30 games. LeBron will miss his 19th game today, so a little bit of a difference there. But I want to see him a lot of new faces. Macklemore. AD is now back. The other AD, Andre Drummond. There's some new parts to this machine since we last saw LeBron over a month ago. So I think hopefully this weekend in L.A. he's back.
Okay. So you said what they got? 12 games left?
12
12
games.
games left.
Count the night, right?
Count tonight.
I want to see him 11.
Wow.
I want to see 11. Come on, man.
You want to see him
I want to see all
on
of
Wednesday.
them. Because here's the thing is, when you hurt your ankle, you can't run. So I know LeBron is a machine, so I want to get him in shape. That's the first thing. The second was I want to see how he fits with all the new guys. And third, because I just miss you, guy. I just like watching you play. Selfish reasons. So I want to see him play as many games as possible, because if he comes back, James, he's been resting. He's been sitting on the side, been hurt. He don't need to rest. And then you got that week to rest if you get back.
Is he coming back 100% though? That's my concern.
Yeah.
If he's coming back, 100%, point might be taken. But if he's not coming back, I'm gonna want some rest. In between. I might push it to 4, but 3 or 4 games.
Though it was nice to see that video, let's be honest. LeBron plays the game with such force that it didn't tell you a whole lot.
I didn't see no zigzagging.
Yeah.
I don't see him in the defense. And I don't think he's got more experience than anybody's ever had. I don't think he's going to take that long to get used to other players. Stamina is another thing. I think he might get some playing, but I think I'm a little bit stingy. I'm a playoff guy. I want him healthy. Let's go.
Big Game, I want to show you this because you've been talking about this a little bit lately. We talk a lot about LeBron's value on the court. How about off? Darren Rovell tweeting this. PWCC Marketplace says it has sold a LeBron James signed rookie card for $5.2 million. Ty's sale of 1952 tops Mickey Mantle for most paid for a trading card.
Yeah. I'm gonna get with somebody, because
you got
that's
every
crazy.
person in America
Find me a Robert Horry card somewhere.
going through their cards, because think about it, James. You know how many cards people send us to sign, and you be like, man, I ain't sending this back. I'm keeping this because I like this one. And you think about it, man. And that guy right there, I guarantee you, he's gonna go home and look at his shoebox, because people don't know this, but Brad collects trading cards.
I do.
So he collects trading cards. He's going to look right now.
You're too late. You remember this a couple months ago, a little quarantine thing. I kind of dug into